Good evening, everybody. Good evening, dear friends. Welcome for the third stage of Hadeca International PCup Championship. Today we will be fighting. Today our drivers will be fighting for the total prize pool of 2,000 euros. Today we are at very interesting track. Today we are at American Watkins Glen track with the boot config. So yeah, this is our championship. We are like on the middle of our championship. We already passed two European stages. The first round was at the Circuito de Navarra racetrack, and the second round was at Red Bull Ring. Both races were won by Oscar Peyu, so it quite interesting. Will he continue his winning streak here at Watkins Glen? Today the commentary is made to you by myself, Dominik Horshaven, and Ilya Ivashenko. Ilya, how are you? Hello.
Hi, Dominic. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you had a really good holiday time. Hope you are feeling energized and ready to watch a really, really good fight from our drivers. So, yeah, today is Watkins Glen. We're in New York State. One of the really interesting tracks, not the oldest one, but really, really interesting to watch. So, yeah, hope our drivers will give us as many emotions as possible.
Yeah, as I have mentioned, previous races were won by Oscar Piu, who is now leading the championship. As you can see by your screen, with 90 points, he is leading. His runner-up, Alexander Spets, is quite far away from him. He finished both races on second place, but look at the gap that Oscar has right now. On the third place is Felix Fötter, and yeah, the rest of the grid you can see on your screen right now. So we have quite a big fight for the title, I think. Each race brought us quite a lot of interesting battles, especially the last race at Red Bull Ring. And also you can see the team standings. We have like two teams actually that are battling for the price of 200 euros. French Red Kit is now leading the team standings, and only 3 points separating them between French Red Kit and Core Fabriken. So yeah, I think it's would be quite interesting if there's gonna be some changes in the standings. Will we have some changes? But before that, let's take a look at the Watkins Glen racetrack. Ilya, just explain us what we are facing today with this racetrack.
So, as last time, we have 3 different categories of turns. So we have a chill zone. That's just our chill guy. Just you do nothing. You just enjoy a ride and just pull the throttle all the way down and just go straight. Then we have a category which is called kind of sus. So that's a kind of a turn where you're feeling like, oh, something may happen, but you don't know really what will happen. So it might be good, it might be bad, but you never know. So that's why it's a bit of a weird one and a bit of a not stable one. But talking about not stable turns, we have a torpedo zone. That's our red zone of a turn. So that's a turn where all the wildest dreams of every driver come true. That's a turn that want to literally smash you into the wall and do your job as hard as possible. So that's overall about the categories. And moving back to you, Dominic, just to walk us through the track.
Yeah, as you have mentioned, we have quite a lot of torpedo zones. Yeah, so you can have some really bad situations going on here, especially the inner loop chicane. Let's call it a bus stop section where you jump quite a lot on the curbs, and especially on these cars, it's quite tricky because those cars doesn't have any aerodynamics almost, and especially at the front of the car. So you really need to nail your rotation. You really need to nail your entry at this quite tricky part of the circuit, and quite a lot of time is there. So you need to really manage it to the perfection to gain quite a lot of time. And especially if you are fighting, never ever think about making an overtake here in inner loop section, because it's quite a high percentage of you finish into the wall. all the other turns, they are almost like 90 degrees turns where you just need to be careful on the brakes and not lock your tires, because once again, these cars do not have traction control. These cars do not have ABS systems. So yeah, you really have to be precise with the way you trail, with the way you control your pedals. And I think we will see quite a lot of interesting things today. Right now, we have our qualifying session already 9 minutes have passed, and our championship leader Oscar Piu is currently on first place. He is more than 2 tenths quicker than his championship rival Alexander Spets. So it looks like that Oscar is planning to continue his winning streak. I mean, he is really, really strong at this championship. He is performing quite good. I mean, at the previous races he had quite tough races because a lot of rivals were battling him a lot. But anyway, we had some bad things happen at the last race, some not necessary context. Anyway, the previous race produced. I mean, one of the greatest races that I've seen so far in my racing commentator career, and I hope that we will see it today. We will see this rivalry battle for the lead of the championship, for the lead at the driving standings, team standings. Basically, the drivers are fighting not only for their championship crown, they are also competing for the prize pool. So I mean I understand why they were being so aggressive the previous round, and I understand that they really want to win. So hopefully we will see some great action here today. As always, as you can see by the standings at the qualifying section, the gaps between the drivers are really close. I mean, like half a tenth separates a big amount of groups, and I think like almost 20 drivers are in 1 second if we take a look at their lap time. So it looks like that we are going to have some close action-packed race today, and I do really hope that we will see it. Oop, there's a spinner.
Yeah, there we go. That's the first spinner of our session, at least for what we've seen on our screens. And I totally agree with you, Dominic. That will be a really packed and really compact race. Just to judge from the qualifying session, what we can see is that, okay, we have Oscar on the top. He's feeling energized. He came back from holidays, feeling refreshed, and he's just pushing hard and trying to get the first place. At this moment, he's safely securing this first place, but he's followed closely by Alexander Spatz, who is in less than 1/10 of a second from him. And I feel like this race will be just a Red Bull Ring version 2.0. We will see a really interesting one. We will see a really good battles between our fellow drivers, and even judging from the other positions, what I'm really amused by is that if you look at the places starting from the 4th and all the way till the 10th place, you can see that the differences between these drivers are less than 1/10 of a second. So drivers really go all the way in, and they're trying to get as close to the leaders as possible, and that produces a really good lap times, what we can see on our screens. So judging from that, I feel like that will be a really good race to watch. And I'm pretty sure that we will have lots of drama here, but also lots of clean driving moments from our fellow drivers.
Oh yeah, and for new members to our broadcast, let's refresh our memory about our schedule today. We will have 2 heat races. The drivers who will finish their qualifying in the 1st, 3rd, 5th position, they will start heat number 1, and they will compete for the participation in the final of this stage. Top 15 of each heat will go through to the final, and then the heat number 2 will also occur. And unfortunately today we will not have the consolation race, only, I mean, like, if I'm not mistaken, everybody today will be through. I mean, or not. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. But I think that when we have like 40 participants, everybody is moving into the final. So yeah, I mean, it looks like that we are going to see everyone at the main race, which will be quite fun because once again, having 40 people, especially here at Watkins Glen, might produce some really interesting races. So yeah, for now we have less than a minute for our qualifying to end, and it looks like that Oscar Pugh is going to take a victory here at the qualifying, with Alexander Spets almost a tenth slower than him, and with Felix Sutter on the third place. Albin Spets will finish this qualifying session on fourth place, and Jana Perez will take fifth place. So that's quite, yeah, as you can see by the standings, quite a close to qualification. I mean, like only have a big gap between the second place and the third place, almost like 3 tenths separates those two drivers, but still, yeah, between the other drivers, yeah, as you can see, almost 15 drivers have done this qualifying section in 1 second. I mean, quite unexpected. There are some quite unexpected results. I mean, some of the drivers that we've seen like in previous races, they were doing like top 20, top 30 pace, and right now they will be starting almost at the top 10. So yeah, quite a lot of people are training. We have some drivers that literally lived here at Watkins Glen, at the virtual Watkins Glen, almost for every day. They trained a lot. I know a guy. He have completed this qualifying session on 12th position. Gleb Protasov. He literally like lived behind his sim rig for 2 weeks, driving this section, Watkins Glen section, every day for like quite a lot of time. I'm not sure exactly how much time he spent on this training session, but yeah, he really did quite a lot. So we have quite a lot of, I mean, it looks like that we are going to have a final already, or is it hit one? I mean, there's quite a lot of cars standing right now at the start, and it looks like, yeah, that there will be no hits today. Yeah, because 40 drivers, there is less than 40 drivers, and it looks like, yeah, that we are not going to have any heat races today. I mean, that's quite...
That's a bit unexpected.
Unexpected, yeah, for real. Because yeah, it's definitely because the main thing with the heat system was like to separate 40 fastest drivers from 60. But right now, as we have less than 40 drivers, so we don't have to do this heat section, heat stages. So yeah, we are going straight forward to the main race. I mean, let's go. So we are starting.
Let the battle begin.
Yeah, we are green. Oscar Pio versus Alexander Spets. We are green. Quite a great start for Oscar. He is already on his optimal line, and yeah, he's launching himself down to this fast section with the fast S's, where on these cars it's quite tricky to manage it taking full throttle. But yeah, look at the way the slipstream works here today. I mean, look at it. Alexander Spets is already going for the move in the inner loop. And yeah, Oscar just letting him through because he understands that there is no point to go side by side in this section. It's much more safer and clever to just let him through and try to follow. So far, it's quite a clean start. I mean, looking at the table, not that much drivers have lost positions.
To be fair, we didn't have a mass crash. That's a really good news from the start. So we didn't have a mass crash. We had a really clean start from what we can see. And actually, at this moment, I feel like just Alexander and Oscar very understand, but it's just a deja vu for me. So I can see that these two fellow drivers, they know each other quite well, and they think like, okay, let's not battle as of now. Let's wait a bit. Let's just drive away, and after that we can just compete between each other and find out who's the best one. So also I want to mention another name that's
we have
Yeah, that's an unfortunate one. What happened?
I think the
Was it a
drivers.
contact, or was it
Yeah,
like?
yeah, but it was a small contact between the drivers. I think that was one of the Frigerio. I think that was Benjamin Frigerio, and unfortunately, he had a contact with one of the drivers, and he had lost control of this car. And someone helped him to return back to the racing line. So yeah,
Yeah, but
unfortunately,
by the yeah, he paid quite a price. Oh, now we have another one. So it's just
Dagger.
it starts. Yeah, it's just it feels like everybody's now feeling the heat of the
Oh,
moment, and
that's
someone
not a
has
great place to
lost.
crash. That's not a
Yeah,
great place to
yeah,
crash.
yeah, that's a bad one. So we really hope the driver doesn't have any damage on the car, and yeah, can compete safely um, till the end of the race. But actually, going back to names, I want to mention Andrei Poznikov. Do you remember the last race? He
Yeah.
had he has experienced a really unfortunate spin, and yeah, he lost quite a few places to be fair. So he was, I think, in top 5, and after that really unfortunate spin, he went down outside of the top 10. So I think like he's back to work, and he's thinking like, okay, this race is my race. So I'll show you what I'm capable of, and basically I'm here to perform. I'm here to show that I'm capable to fight for this top 3 places. What do you think, Dominic?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I want to wish him best of luck in this race because this driver can produce some great races, but sometimes, unfortunately, bad things can happen. Right now he is delivering quite good race. I mean, he's quite close to the top 4, and yeah, his main task is I just like understood what happened with this hit system and so on. So basically, the drivers are doing hit number 1 right now. So they will be doing 15 minutes race, but the way they will finish in this race, they this is the way like they will start at the main race. So we will be having second race, which will be a longer one with 35 minutes. So right now, for the drivers that are doing like top 5, top 10 pace. I mean, for everyone, it's not that quite important where they finish right now. I mean, whether you will finish second or third, it only decides at which position you will start in main race, which will be held shortly after this one. So yeah, we will have 2 races today. I mean, the one that has already this one has already begun. Because yeah, I was quite surprised with the way that the schedule literally transformed with this amount of drivers. So yeah, basically yeah. So answering your question for Andrei and for all other drivers that are doing like top 5, they need just to stay calm. And I don't think that we will even see some battling between them because there is literally no point to do that. I mean, they will try to make some show like they did at Red Bull Ring on the last lap of the heat, but I don't think that it's quite necessary to do it today. I mean, as I have mentioned, the only thing that matters here today is just where you finish in order to have a higher starting position, and you will not receive any points for this heat. So you need to think like already about your main race and not to spoil this one, because if you spoil this race, you spoil your this final race, which will be held shortly after. So yeah, I mean, this should be really cool head race for every driver. I mean, yeah, we've seen quite an aggressive start from quite a lot of drivers. We had some battles, a lot of defending things, a lot of attacking things, but right now we can see that the drivers are just following each other in one line, and I don't think that we will be seeing some action. I mean,
But now at
something
least.
that yeah, for now at least. I mean, something definitely can happen, but we will have definitely more action at the next race.
Yeah, that's for sure. As of now, we see that the table is quite stable. We see that drivers are just trying to catch the tail of the car in front of them, and just trying to go all the way in. But even now, what we can see is we have some we have some players that gain quite a few places. So judging from the table, we can see that Oles Danilenko on the 30th place, he gained 7 places. That's a really good one. Also, we have Flavio on this 26th place, who gained 10 places. So we have some people who went up from the bottom, and they caught their moment and gained quite a lot of places. But judging from the upper table, we see that it's really stable. It's really stable. Nothing happens as of now, and drivers just try to be as stable as possible, as cool as possible, just to go through this heat. And after that, they will. I'm more than sure they will go all in on the main race. But what we can see from the times now, we see that drivers go stable 147, 148, some drivers, and everything is pretty much compact. Now Matvei Litvinov tries to overtake the car in front, and they go into the inner loop. That's a place where, you know, it's quite tricky to overtake in this place, because first point is that this turn by itself tries to put you into a wall. So it's really tricky to go through this turn, because you have to, if you want to go fast, you have to eat all these curbs. And if you eat all these curbs, you might end up with really shaky steering wheel and just lose control and go into a wall. So inner loop, not the best place to overtake, and that's why I'm pretty sure our drivers will take as many chances as possible to overtake their opponents on the long straights, or just in a relatively safe turns like this one, where Pablo Denisenko tries to just catch the tail. Oh, we have, that's an unfortunate one. Maxim Banic, unfortunately. No.
I mean, like, you have yellow section. I mean, there is a car that is standing not in the right direction. Why even go full throttle?
Just lift. Yeah, just lift. Yeah. Just lift a bit. So even if we go through real life rules, when it's a yellow flag, you have to lift off. You have to understand that there is a danger in front, and you have to be careful of other drivers. Someone might lose control and just go, like, just cross the whole section by their car. But that's probably that's one of the problems with the sim racing, because sometimes you still feel like it's a game. So it's not like in real life, because in real life people are really, really cautious about yellow flags, because that's just a risk to your life. So you have to be careful. Otherwise, I mean, you don't know what might happen to you. So in this case, unfortunately, we've seen. Oh, yeah, that was a really, really close call by Alex Snoke. He almost spun, but yeah, he regained control. He went back, and we already see some damage on his rear end. So probably that's not the safest race for him as of now. But actually, we have only 5 minutes to go. To be fair, this hit, they just flew past. So these 10 minutes, they didn't feel like 10 minutes at all. So I felt them like maybe it's 2 minutes or 3 minutes, because we still have all this action. We still have lots of drama. Even in Hit 1, we're not talking about an actual race as of now. So now we see that Andrei Poznikov, he tries to catch the tail of Felix Putter, and they go really, really compact. We see that the difference between the first place and the fifth place is not that dramatic. So if you just stick to the rear end,
the battle for the lead, I mean, something is definitely going on for the first and the second place. It looks like that Oscar Pugh tried to take back his first
no,
position.
it's too wide. Too wide? No, it's not too wide.
I mean, we were really close to the crash between leaders in inner loop, because I think that the leaders are delivering. The leaders are delivering. I mean, they tried to do some battling here in inner loop. They tried to do too wide there, and yeah, right now we are seeing the battle that we've get used to see quite a lot. It's Alexander Spets versus Oscar Piu. And right now, Oscar is defending his leading position, and he is doing it quite well. I mean, he took an optimal line here to defend his position from Alexander, and it looks like that this defend worked for him well. So, yeah, the question is, would he be able to stay at the first place later when we will come to this inner loop section and this I mean like fast section where you're going full throttle and yeah having this quite huge slipstream effect right here that will start right now out of the exit from the first corner. So let's take a look. We have Albin Spets that made much more better exit from the first corner, and it looks like that he is going to bump draft Alexander Spets right now, which will try to regain the first place. So let's take a look. Oscar is defending right now. Alexander is going for the move. Yeah, right in the loop. They will go side by side. Oh, what a race! I mean, like.
Yeah, I know we have a contact. That's a bit of one.
They feel each millimeter of their car. They know how much precise space they need to they need to leave in order not to have a crash. I mean that was some really close things between those drivers, and yeah, they've managed to do it safely. And Oscar defended his position quite well in this situation. And yeah, we have a new battles behind the leaders. So it's now like Andriy Pozdnyakov, Felix Fötter, and I think Matteo Frigerio, that they will be trying to battle for, and even Albin Spets. So yeah, this will be the battle for the third place right now. And yeah, and behind them it's I think it's Diana Perez and Javier Berenguel. They are closing up on the leader group. So we have like top 7 cars that going quite close to each other, and we will be going on the final lap of this race. I mean, let's remember that this is heat race that will only determine where you will start in the main race. So you don't need to over push yourself. You don't need to risk in order not to finish this heat or finish it in low position. So even if you are going for the move, make sure it is a safe move. Make sure you not dive your opponent off. Make sure you stay on the track. And yeah, let's take a look. So we will have a round, I don't know, 3 or 4 for trying this overtake from the leader position, but no, the drivers are quite far away from each other, and it looks like that nothing will happen here at inner loop, and drivers will remain in their positions, and I hope, yeah, that they will. I mean, I think that they will finish in this order. There is no point for them to fight, but here we have a battle for 12th position.
Oh yeah, and we have a contact.
That's not a good place to. Oh, I mean, that was the last lap of the race.
That's a bad one. That's a bad one. Like probably that's like the part, you know, when you're getting closer and closer to the finish line, you see that your times just you have no time left to make an overtake and something. Your nerves start to kink in, and you start doing some unexpected things, and probably just, I don't know, probably that's just driving accident or something like that. But again, maybe just a nerves thing. Who knows? Just you think that, okay, I might get a place from this turn or from this maneuver, but unfortunately you don't get it as of now. And we have a winner of the first hit, that's Oscar Piu, and after that we have also Alexander Spets and Albin Spets on the podium, then close by Felix Fötter and Andriy Pozdnyakov. That's our top 5. After that, we go into our top 10. That's Matteo Frigerio. After that, Diana Perez, Javier Berenguel, Gleb Protasov, Benjamin Frigerio, and closing yeah, Benjamin Fujera closes this top 10 section of this hit. So
Yeah.
overall, I think, yeah, overall, what I've seen a really good battles on the top. I've seen really, oh, and we have unfortunately one that's just, I don't know whether it's necessary or not, but yeah, we've seen this move by Olis Denirenko, and yeah, unfortunately he kissed a bit of a wall. So, but yeah, that's the conclusion of our first hit. And actually, we have a really interesting thing for a chat. And also, I want to hear your thoughts about this, Dominic. So, to make it a bit more entertaining, we thought about two questions to ask our chat, and just to make a bit of more activity in a chat. And these two questions are: the first one, who do you think will end up on the podium? That's the first, second, and the third place. And also, do you think we will have a mass crash in the main race? What do you think, Dominic? Also, chat, drop your questions in the chat box. We will look at them, and yeah, we will discuss them as well.
Yeah, and also for the chat, don't forget to leave a like for this translation. We will be quite happy with you leaving a like. That's not like a big deal for you, and that will be a big, uh, I mean, a big.
A big benefit for us.
Never mind. Yeah, yeah. So answering all your questions, I would like to have another driver to win a race, because once again, I like when there's a lot of like championship fights. And yeah, if we have Oscar winning this race, the gap between him and Alexander will be even like bigger. And yeah, I mean, I like when the things go tight for the end, for the last race, and I want the other driver to win this. And even though I want the not even like Oscar or Alexander to win, I want the other name to be presented at the first place. So yeah, I'm not sure who I would take a guess on, but I think yeah, we definitely understand that Oscar and Alexander are the main like rivals, and they are the fastest guys at this championship. So it would be clever to take a guess on one of them. So if I will guess between both of them, or not like guess, I will pick on Alexander just because I want the other driver to win a race and to have a championship battle. If we speak about other drivers, I want I don't know. I just want someone from the like not the far away from the top 10, but I want someone like from the top 5, top 6, top 7 drivers to maybe get a win, a podium, because it's always entertaining when we have like different names to the podium positions. So yeah, I mean this is the way I would like this race to be ended. But of course, I would like this to all happen with a great fight, not with like the way the leader will crash. They will not finish the race, and yeah, we'll see that. So I want to have a great fight, the same that we've had at Red Bull Ring, and I hope that these drivers. I mean, I know these drivers can deliver a great fight. We've already seen this the hit number 1 that they can do it. I mean, they did not like did it for whole race, but in the end, the last couple of minutes, we had some nice battles, and I really hope that this will continue here at main race. And looking at the crash, the first lap, I don't think that this will happen because I mean, look at the way hit number 1 went. We literally had a clean lap the whole first lap. Nothing major happened. Maybe small contacts, some spins, but overall, we've seen that it's quite possible for these drivers to do a clean start, and I hope that we will see these things later here at the main race. So we have like not that much time left. So I will ask you, what is your pick on this main race, about who will be your top 3, Ilya? And yeah, definitely, I would like to have your opinion about the race start and the possibility of the crash.
To be fair, I completely agree with you. So when we have a stability, when we have, I mean, without any slightest doubt, we know that Oscar Pugh and Alexander Spatz are sole leaders on our standings as of now, and also they're really professional drivers who produce really cool and clean racing throughout the whole stage of Hadeca Porsche Cup competition. But to be honest, I think that I'd also like to see some more action from the top 5 or even top 10 of the table. For example, I think that Felix Vetter, he's a really quality guy. We've seen a really good and clean racing from him, and I also think that, for example, Diana Perez, I'm more than sure she has some aces up her sleeve. And I'm pretty sure she's proved it on the Red Bull ring. She was really consistent. She was pushing hard. She was all the way with this huge Thomas the Train shape that we've seen throughout the 25 minutes of a race or something. So she's produced a really consistent driving throughout the Red Bull ring, and I'm more than sure she will deliver on this race as well. So when it comes to a mass crash, I think what we've seen in a Heat 1, that's a really good example of how drivers start the race and how the things should be done. So we've seen a really good and clean start. So I'm not really sure about the mass crash on this particular track, because also of the origin and then like the nature of the track. So the first corner is not that sharp, for example, or not that which demands you to push your brakes all the way to get inside of this turn. So I think if something happens, that will be for sure unexpected to me. So I don't really think that we will see a mass crash. But what we can see, I mean, on which track we can see a mass crash on the first turn, that's our next stage, which will be legendary Monza. Monza, turn 1, that's just, I don't know whether that's a meme or if that's just a life that happens there, but turn 1 always produces the best content you can ever imagine, and just a worst nightmare for any driver to be in the middle of this whole pile of drivers that go there. So again, when we go to leaders, I think Felix Vetter and Diana Perez they will produce some quality driving for us, and I'm not even sure we won't see a mass crash today.
Okay, let's hope so. So the main race is coming up. The drivers are going at the grid. Only a minute left before we start our third round of Hadeca International Porsche Cup Championship. So this is literally the middle of the championship. The third race will be starting just in a few seconds. Once again, Oscar Pugh versus Alexander Spatz. The picture that we've seen already on previous races, nothing new, unfortunately. But we are ready. The drivers are ready. We are waiting for the lights to come off, and their engines are revving up. We are green. We are going, and there was quite a delay between some of the drivers, and I think Oscar had less better start that it was in the previous one, but he still manages to defend his first position, and we are going on the same scenario that we've had the previous races. I think something happened at the middle of the pack as someone lost positions. That's a worse place to happen. I've seen this quite a lot. I know.
No!
This is literally the worst place that you can have your starting pileup, and we have a change of the lead. So Alexander Spets moved to the first place. Oscar Pugh lost, and he is now at the second place. Albin Spets has defended his third position. He is now putting pressure on Oscar. We've seen some bad things. Yeah, the mass crash did happen, unfortunately, at the worst place, and even on the most common place to mass crash to happen, unfortunately. Benjamin Frigerio lost quite a lot of places in this crash, and I think Marcel Moroch also. But yeah, we are moving on. The rest of the field are feeling quite safe, quite good. Oscar is now putting quite a lot of pressure on Alexander. His task right now is, his and Alexander's task is just to drive away from their rivals, and then later on in this race to have a fight. But yeah, overall it's quite safe for the other drivers. Unfortunately for Matvei Litvinov, he had quite a crash. Look at his Porsche. I mean, he has quite a lot of damage on his front bumper, and I think something also happened to his wheel. I'm not sure about that. Right now we can see it's Jorge Sanchez and Pablo Denisenko, almost identical liveries, identical colors, are going to deliver some battle for us. I think, yeah, but Pablo is holding on the first corner, and he will try to make a move later in inner loop. Jorge went wide a bit. He definitely got an off track for that. And yeah, so let's take a look how this battle will end. A much better and optimal line is now for Jorge, but look at the launch that Paulo Denisenko has won. Yeah, I think he has passed him. Yeah, I think it's not like he passed it, but Jorge just understood that he doesn't need to go too wide at the second lap of the race. So yeah, he just let Paulo through.
Yeah, exactly. That's just just supporting your thought. That's just unnecessary to go too wide in the inner loop on the second lap. So that's just that's a really good and clean racing from both of them. They understood that, okay, let's switch places, let's do it safe, let's do it clean, and after that we can battle for it again. Just a few corners away. So that's just a really wise and really good decisions from our drivers.
Something happened with Pablo. I think he has spun by his own. He lost now quite a lot of position. Yeah. His Porsche
there's some damage.
A bit damaged on the front. I don't know if we'll have a replay what happened to him, but yeah, unfortunately he has lost quite a lot of positions. He lost 9 positions. He had a great start. He gained quite a lot of positions, but yeah, unfortunately he had an incident. And let's take a look what happened to car number 141. Yeah, that was on his own. Oh, that's quite a nasty crash.
That's for one. I hope he doesn't have any wheel damage, or that's for sure. He will have some aerodynamics issues on his car, but hopefully he doesn't have any wheel damage and he can safely continue the race. But again, that's this corner. So this corner, it goes up, and again, as I was talking previously, when you go up, when you have a real rear wheel drive car, that's quite hard to keep the car on a track and have a really stable steering throughout the corner. So that's just unfortunate for him. But here we can see a really good battle for the 6th place. As I understand, we have Matteo Frigerio and also we have Javier Berenguel trying to get to the 6th place, just one step from the top 5. So overall, what do we have on the standings? We see that, for example, if we look at a bit middle table, we see that Ben Gider, hope I've pronounced it correctly, he did some really quality job. So he gained 8 positions. He's now really, really close to the top 10. And the race just started for him. That's really, really good one. We've already seen some players, some drivers going into the pits probably because of this mass crash and just the conclusions of it. But that mass crash was just the unfortunate one. If you look at how drivers perform and what time they have, you see it's a really close gap. So we don't see a huge difference between drivers in the top 10 and even top 15. And as of now, we see Alexander Spatz trying to defend his first place from Oscar, and he just Oscar lifted. That's good. That's a really good decision from him because and we have a really unfortunate accident. Yeah, something happened to him. Probably that's a contact, and
no, he just lost it on his own.
You have to leave the space. You remember this famous quote by Fernando Alonso, You have to always leave the space. Unfortunately, that's the case of this turn. So unfortunately, he just turned into his opponent and he lost his steering wheel, and unfortunately the car is pan. But yeah, that's just life. Unfortunately, you're not safe from these moments anytime throughout the race. And now we see Pavlo still trying. Yeah, he goes hard. He tries to get further and closer to this top 10 because that spin was really unfortunate for him.
Yeah, and also as I mentioned, Ben Geider and his breakthrough, he gained 8 positions. I would also like to mention Pavel Rodovicius, the rookie of our championship, and also Danny Pro. Those drivers almost gained identical number of positions, with Pavel gaining 11th position and Danny Pro gained 12th position this race. And also Felipe Pena, he is the driver that have gained the most. 14 positions gained by Felipe. I mean, quite impressive stuff. Yeah, we've seen accident, we've seen spinners, so I understand that all of these positions were gained with the fight. But anyway, that's an impressive job to gain those amount of positions. So yeah, once again, shout out to those drivers that they managed to avoid all of the things that have happened at the start of the race. And so we will wish them to continue gaining those positions. I mean, they will definitely produce something interesting for us. Right now, we have a battle. I think that's 23rd position between Marcel Moroch, Felipe Pena, and Vladislav Titov. Ooh, that was a contact on the straight. Wow. I think that was. I think that was Marcel Moroch, and who that was? That was Mateusz, or that was a driver who even was a lap driver. Yeah, that was number 999. That was Nazary Prokopov. He was the lap driver, so that was a bit of a mistake from my side. Yeah, that was a contact between the drivers that were not on the same lap. So that's quite odd. That's definitely not the thing that you want to see.
That's blue flag vibes. So just the thing you have. Sometimes you have things like this, and thank God nothing happened. And have you seen this? Have you seen this recovery? Who was that? And no, not this one.
That was Marcel Moroch. He unfortunately have crashed.
Unfortunately, something happened, but you've missed a really good recovery. I think it was also from Marcel Moroch. So he went into the turn, he lost his steering wheel, and after that he managed to recover it and just went back to the race. But unfortunately, after that he lost steering wheel again, and he crashed into a wall. What do we have overall? If we look at the table, what do we have? Where we have a really tense battles for the places. If we look at this, we have, I think we will soon, at least, we'll soon have a battle for the 19th place, that's for sure. We will have a battle for the 14th place, that's also sure. Because the differences are like 4 stands of the second. And
we
also
already
for
have
the
a battle we already have a battle for 23rd place, and of course the leaders, 8 cars, but they are not delivering any fight right now. Everyone in this group understands that there is no point to fight right now. And
It's
so yeah, this
just
is like
Red Bull
just,
vibes, Red Bull
I mean,
racing.
like yeah. Just a train that will soon try to explode, and it will soon try to break up, and we will see definitely battles in the top 8. But for right now, I mean, there is as you have said, there is going some battles for 14th place. Right now, we can see the battle for the 28th position with some of the damaged cars. Here we have, look at the state of Marcel car. I mean, he crashed badly at the previous lap, rear-ended the barrier, and look at the way his Porsche is looking right now. I mean, that's not the way you want your Porsche to look like, and that's a big shame that big things happened to the driver. But the battles continue. We have a battle for 19th place between Jan Schüttler, Benjamin Frigerio, and Adam Sarkozy. I mean, Adam is quite close to Benjamin, and I think there might be some things going into the inner loop, but it's not that necessary. But he tried to like fake move on inner loop to force Benjamin to make a mistake, but Benjamin is quite an experienced racing driver. I don't think he will fall for that sort of fake things. So Adam stays at the 21st position. We have a replay from Maxim Bunic. Something happened to him. Let's take a look. That was a lock up of the rear tires, and unfortunately he went away. So the top 8 remain silent. I mean, something happened, I think, because we've seen someone doing not the optimal line, but overall, still we are waiting for the battle to begin, because we definitely will see something crazy going on here, because once again, 8 drivers right now are going to fight for a win. I mean, this is incredible. Second race in a row.
Yeah, the second race in a row, we have a Thomas Vianjan or Thomas Train. I don't really remember how this character is called, but we just have it. We have 8 cars going right on the tail of each other and just trying to get away from other drivers, and just drive a clean race. So as of now, the difference between the 8th place and the 9th place. So the 8th place is the last one in this train, and the 9th place is the second one from this train is about 5 seconds. So it's not that dramatic. But hope we will see a really tense driving in this top 10 section because unfortunately we see this. We see this.
That's a spin from Ben Geider.
We see this spin.
What an unfortunate. That's quite
good.
an unsafe rejoin, but there was a contact between Gleb Protasov and Ben Geider, and that was an unsafe rejoin on the racing line from Ben. I mean, he did a great job gaining a lot of position from the start of the race, but unfortunately he lost it battling with Jorge Sanchez. A big shame, unfortunately, and also the big shame that this small mistake actually rejoining the track led to a crash where Gleb Protasov faced the damage to his minty Porsche 911 Cup, and I think he lost some places due to this crash, unfortunately. But this is the way these things ended. Unfortunately, once again, a big crash occurred, but not for the leaders.
Yeah, leaders are just chilling. These are chill guys. Let's call them like this. They just drive and nothing else. From the other perspective, we see that Pavlo Denisenko is trying to go further and further. So after that unfortunate spin, he ended up on the 18th place Now he's climbing up. He's trying to get to this desired top 10. And now he's on the 14th place. So judging from his time as well, he's driving just a bit faster than drivers in front of him. So I'm more than sure that, for example, in I don't know, maybe 10 laps or maybe 12 laps, he will end up in the top 10. I'm more than sure. From the now we see a replay by Maxim Bunic.
Once again in turn one. Is it the second?
Is it the same? Yeah, the same mistake.
But
It's
with
just,
much bigger consequences. I mean,
yeah, consequences. Something happened. Marcel. Oh no, that's just unfortunate. Hope he didn't cause any crash after that. No, all good. Again, another just driving accident, unfortunately. The same thing, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, if I'm not mistaken, this track is called Virginia VIR or something like this, International Racing Circuit. And they have these barrels on the track, which are really, really dodgy, just the same as we've seen in the loop section, in the inner loop section. So these are cars like they're really dodgy. If you touch them, you're just out. Nothing will end up good for you. So unfortunately for the driver, he ended up in a wall, and probably his race is already done, and he's in pits. So as of now, as you can see, we have quite a lot of drivers in pits. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9. We have 9 drivers in pits. Probably some of this unfortunate. We have a battle for the 20th place.
Jan Schüttler and Danny Pro. That was a move from Jan Schüttler. That was quite a good move. I mean, it's quite tricky to overtake here. I mean, especially going side by side into tricky corners where you have quite a strong landscape. We've seen that. Oh, what a great launch from Danny Pro. I mean, Jan left the door open, but Danny didn't make the move stick. Oh, and something is going on with the leaders. It looks like that Felix Fötter lost 2 places or 1 place. Albin Spets is back on the 3rd place, and Andriy Pozdnyakov is up to the 4th place. So yes. I think this is the start. This is the start of the battle that we are all waiting for. We are all waiting for the moment when the leaders will begin their job. I mean, like deciding who will end up on the podium, because those previous 18 minutes they were quite silent. I mean, they're just following each other, but right now something did happen with Felix, because once again Felix was doing the P3 on the previous lap, and I think something may happen on the exit of turn 1, because that was the place where he have already lost 2 positions. And right now I think we are beginning our battle. It's Matteo Frigerio trying to make a move on Felix Fötter, but Felix is doing quite an impressive defending maneuvers. He is not letting Matteo through. He understands that it's not the time. It's not a good time for him, because, like, once again, in the previous lap he was chilling. I'm not sure that he was like chilling, but he was doing on the 3rd place, and right now he is defending from the 6th place. So that's not the way he is planning his race to go. And let's take a look what happened to Felix. I think that was actually quite an impressive move from Albin Spets. There was some contact, and unfortunately this contact led to Felix went wide, and Andriy Pozdnyakov managed to quickly snatch into this space that was left from Felix. And now Felix is trying to regain this 4th place. Will he go for a move? Yeah, he is going for it in the loop sections. Oh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good. Once we regain control, that's a really good driving by Andrei Poznikov. Was it an Andrei Poznikov? I think he was.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. That
but
was
but
Andrei.
they got the contact. Yeah, that's a really brilliant job by him. So he regained control in this quite a difficult situation after the contact, and yeah, he ended up uh, yeah, just staying in the race, and now he's defending from Matteo Frigerio. He's trying to defend his fifth place, and also what you can see is that this battle for example, for the third place and fourth place, and the whole overall like action-packed drama that we've seen throughout these last 2 or 3 laps. Leaders, they are going further and further. They're trying to launch away from
Yeah.
other drivers, and yeah, Alexander Spassky is just dictating this tempo, and yeah, well, we can see Oscar Pugh and also Albin Spatz. They're just trying to stay on the tail of Alexander Spatz and just drive and bump through each other, and yeah, just bump draft each other, and go as far as they can from other drivers. So
Yeah, they have a big chance for that. I mean, like, look, Felix is more than 1 second behind Albin Spetsen, and he is not gaining. He is not gaining with the slipstream. So, yeah, they are trying to, or not. No, Albin Spetsen is going for a move, and he went into the leaders.
wow,
Wow, 2 cars in one corner. I mean, like, hey, he had a great launch.
that's spectacular.
Maybe. I'm not sure, but maybe Alexander tried to slow down Oscar a bit, and Oscar is beginning to make a boost on his main rival Alexander Spets, and he has made the move quite clear. Alexander is trying to. I mean, I literally my heart stops in those moments when those drivers are making those late moves. Every time I think that this will lead to a contact, but I mean, those drivers are definitely professionals of this simulator, and they definitely know what they are doing. And yeah, but my heart stops every time I see this reactive moves at the latest time possible. And look, they did, like, for a couple of corners, they did a battle, and once again we have this big 8-car group action.
Stable thing. Yeah, just everything is stable once again. So everybody's just on the tails of each other and just trying to form up this Thomas shape once again. Yeah, overall clean race. So far so good. Everything is a really good one. But I think nerves will start to kick in probably like 5 or 8 minutes. 8 minutes from now, and we will see some more edgy, some more dangerous moves than what we've seen so far. So again, moving on into the inner loop section, we see that Albin Spassky, he feels good. He feels that everything is under his control. He's driving. He's leading the race. And now it's back to Alexander Spatz and Oscar Pugh to get back to the leader spot. So now it's their job to attack, not to defend. That's a really that's a different thing, because throughout the race, both Alexander Spatz and Oscar Pugh, they were defending all the time. They've switched places, but they were defending, just tailgating each other and just going further. Now it's a different thing. Now they have to attack, and now we'll see the whole action. Just like I'm more than sure we'll see the whole thing, just like it was in on Red Bull Ring on the previous stage. We will see many good and clean overtakes by these three, and yeah, now we have last 10 minutes of a race, and probably the last minutes we will have, the more dangerous and exciting overtakes we'll see.
Yeah, for the second race running, I'm like speechless because I just want to, stay silent and just enjoy this battle because
Absolutely.
this is I mean, I'm just amazingly surprised by how much like not like the respect, or how do you say that, like how much
Trust.
they trust,
Let's call it
how
trust.
much they trust each other. I mean, we've seen like on the previous lap at the same corner that we are right now with Oscar making a move on Alexander Spet, and that was like precise, very precise late braking move which led to a small contact, but it's it still was quite safe because like Alexander managed to stay on the second place with Oscar being on the third. Like, I mean, I'm just I'm just excited about the way these drivers battling, because this is a really quite an enjoyment. That was a late move from Oscar. He is now
Oh
trying
yeah.
to make Yvonne Alexander. Look at that. Look at that. But now it's much more optimal line for Alexander. Yeah, and he is staying on the second place. There was a Oscar tried to switch back on the number one car, but unfortunately it did not work for him. And now we have a lapped car. That's Fedor Plakos. Oh, that's not the place where you want to be. I mean, when the 8th group of leaders, we have Andrei.
And Andrei Poznikov went into the pit lane.
Let me check something. I think that Andrei Poznikov ran out from the incident points. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He has 17 inks right now, and this is leading him to making a drive. What an unfortunate.
Yeah, that's just a really unfortunate thing for him. He something happened. Yeah, and he went out of the race. Yeah, that's just a rage quit, probably. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
no!
This had
we
to happen.
have it again.
This had to happen.
3 wide in the inner loop. What do you expect?
I mean,
Why?
yeah, that will definitely never work out. I mean, yeah, that I was scared of the most, with the leaders crashing. And unfortunately, both Spets, Alexander and Albin, they were leading this race with P1 and P2. And unfortunately, yeah, we had this unfortunate crash. We definitely need to see the replay. Here we go. Let's take a look what exactly happened.
3 wide and yeah.
Oh, I think they.
What do you expect? What do you expect when you go?
I mean, it looks like they just knocked each other out.
Yeah.
I mean, that was quite.
You have to leave the space. You have to always leave the space. just remember those wise words by. How many times did Fernando Alonso win Formula One? Was it 2?
2 times.
Yeah,
or you mean World Championships?
Yeah, World Championships.
Yeah, two-time World Champion.
Two-time champion. Two-time World Champion. Just remember those wise words. You have to always leave the space, because once
you also need to remember sorry for the interruption, but you always need to remember wise words from every sim racer. Do not make a move on inner loop. I mean, stay safe.
Yeah.
This is literally not the place where you want to go for a move, especially when you are fighting for the win, because never ever, with 5 minutes remaining of this race, the driver will leave you a space. And Albin is facing the drive-through also because he was quite close on the inks. I was going to tell that he had like 13 or 12 inks, and unfortunately, yeah, this crash definitely led him to 4x, which led to drive through, and that's a shame, big shame for Albin. He was leading this race, and this move on the inner loop unfortunately ended his chances of winning this race. He is now in the 19th positions, and yeah, he's definitely out of the battle for this race. But yeah, we have only Oscar Pugh from the top 3, who is now at the second place. He will be battling with Felix Vetter for the win. With Alexander Spets is 5 seconds behind this group. So I think with 5 minutes left of the race, he may like get to them, but I don't think that it's enough time for him to pass like 5 cars in order to battle for the win. But once again, let's take a look. I mean, quite a big chance that we'll see the leaders battling now, and this will lead to the drivers to slow down. And yeah, I think maybe Alexander will take something from that. Let's take a look. I mean, we have a new leader overall. I think Felix Votter is leading for the first time in this championship, and we have a new name leading up the race. But right now, Oscar is trying to change that, and he is going for it at the inner loop. I mean, every time I say that you don't have to make a move at inner loop, every time I say that it's quite a danger place to overtake, but I think the most overtakes that we've seen so far were actually at the inner loop. One more time for Albin Spets.
Once again in pits. What happened?
I'm not sure, but it looks like that he is going to stop. Maybe mid-ball after this heavy crash.
I don't know, something happened, that's for sure, because he's already taken the drive-through, as I remember. So everything should be fine for him from the technical point of view, but yeah, unfortunately he's in pits once again, and yeah, we've seen a huge shake-up in the top 5. We've seen that that unfortunate thing from Albin and Alexander Spatz, and also from was it Diana Paris, if I'm not mistaken, who was the third one in this trio 3 wide thing in the inner loop. Yeah, that crash changed everything from head to toes. So now we see that Oscar Pugh is leading the race, followed by Felix Vetter and also Matteo Frigero on the 3rd place. So that's our podium as of now. And yeah, I can boast a bit, but I was betting on Felix Vetter from the start of the race. So I was saying like, okay, probably he will deliver. Probably he will deliver, and he did it. And he did it. Now it's his job to regain, to remain in the 2nd place and probably get to the leading spot. I think he has everything to do so. But yeah, it's all in his hands. He has 2 more minutes to do so, and we have a huge battle for the 8th place, as I understand. And yeah, they still go too wide. Oh yeah, there's a bit of a contact, but overall that was a bit dodgy. But yeah, fortunately it was clean. So nothing happened. Nobody spun. And yeah, as of now, we see that we still have a minute and a half remaining of the race, and yeah, I don't think something major will happen. Oh, also going back to the table, Pavlo Densanko is the top 10. He got back. Yep. He got back. Good for him. Huge shout out to him. He did a really good job from the moment of that unfortunate spin. He gained 8 places, and yeah, now he's in top 10. That's a really good one by him. Felix Vetter had the best lap of the session for him, and yeah, probably he will try to catch Oscar, but as you can see, this gap just gets bigger and bigger. So yeah, I'm not sure if something will happen, but again, now we're going into the inner loop, and miracles happen here. Not talking about just the regular things. So overall, again, a really clean race. We did see a mass crash in the first lap of a race. That was a really unfortunate one. Also, we've seen some drama by going 3 wide in the inner loop. We've seen some action from other drivers who lost control in the first turn. And yeah, overall, the track was not did not allow our drivers to get by easy and just have an easy peasy race. Yeah, everybody was fighting. Yeah, and giving everything they can for their places as of now. And yeah, some unfortunate things happened, but overall it was a really good, dramatic, and a really demonstrative, if we can say like this, race by our fellow drivers.
Yeah, we have a
We
finished
have a
Oscar
winner.
Piu. Yeah, for the third consecutive time, Oscar Piu is the winner of the Hadeca International Porsche Cup stage. I mean, what a great run for him so far. I mean, he was quite lucky with this crash. He managed to escape from it, but anyway, let's congratulate him. Felix Fötter finishing on P2 and Matteo Frigerio finishing on the P3. New names on the podium. That's always a nice news. Javier Benguel finishing P4. Diana Perez with P5. I think Diana is like every race she's finishing at P5. I'm not sure, but every time we have a finish, Diana is always P5. I'm not sure about that. Alexander
We have to
Spets
double check.
finishing. Yeah, Alexander Spech, unfortunately, he finished on P6. Jorge Sanchez has finished on the 7th place. Orléan Lepenroux finished P8. Benjamin Frigerio P9, with Paolo Denisenko closing up the top 10. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that I can agree with you calling this race clean. I mean, more than 10 drivers DNF'd from this race. We have Sergei Soroka, who is not going to finish the race because it looks like that he ran out of fuel.
Yeah, or his car is toast. One of these.
Probably, yeah. But it look, yeah, that's the noise when you have no fuel left on your car.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a lot of crashes, we have a lot of spins, we have a lot of. I think that was so far the dirtiest race. I mean, this is Watkins Glen. There's a huge chance of this race to be not the cleanest one, but yeah. For the first time, we've seen a major crash between the leaders in this championship. Unfortunately, I mean, it definitely will affect the championship, and it's great news for Oscar, because once again he won the third consecutive race. He had already a big gap over Alexander Spets, and right now this gap will be even bigger. So yeah, for him that's definitely great news. But overall, yeah, this race was not that much chaotic, but there was a lot of things going on, and if the drivers going to protest the things, because I want to remind you that we have a stewarding here in this championship, so yeah, there will be a lot of work to do for the stewards. But overall, that was a quite a good race. I mean, we've seen a lot of fights. We've seen a lot of interesting things in the inner loop. I mean, we've seen great examples, bad examples. But overall, I'm happy that we are seeing new names on the podium. I'm happy that we see a lot of drivers competing for the win. So overall, I think this race went good. I mean, it could have went better. But overall, that was a good race, so I would definitely be satisfied with the way it went. So, I mean, let's try to hear from the winners if someone is willing to tell something. For now, I don't see. I see Oscar waiting for the interview, so let's get him here on the server.
We also have Matteo, and probably that's Felix.
Yeah, here are the drivers. So, Ilya, it's all up to you.
Hi guys, thanks a lot for the race. It was again a really spectacular one. We've seen lots of different drama, but yeah, shout out to all of you. Shout out to Oscar, Felix, and Matteo. That was a really interesting race for you. Thanks a lot. Overall, let's start with Oscar as the winner of the race. We've seen sometimes as the commentators, we've seen this race as a bit of a deja vu, going back to the Red Bull Ring race we've had before Christmas. Overall, how do you feel comparing these two races? Because again, it was a really intense one. Again, it was packed with different overtakes and packed with just going like a steam engine of 8 cars or something. And again, we had a big crash till the end of a race that shaped things inside of the top 5. How do you feel about this race compared to the previous one?
Yeah, it was a good race as well for me. This one was for some reason way less stressful for me than Red Bull Ring. I know it was gonna be a draft fight until the end, and yeah, unfortunately, once again, Alexander is getting taken out. Yeah, I think they like it's because of the curb. Um, the curb make the Albin jump, and so yeah, that caused the crash between the two of them, which changed the end of the race. But yeah, was pretty good race overall. But yeah, much slower than Red Bull Ring actually, because Red Bull Ring we were fighting, and here we were just quite slow. I think that's why it was so stuck behind. But yeah, I mean, another win, so of course I'm happy.
Of course, congrats. And also moving on to the next stage, we have a legendary Monza. How do you feel about this race? Do you have any specific thoughts about it, and what do you expect of it?
I just expect the same as here, because Red Bull Ring is a track with a lot of draft. Watkins is a track with even more draft, and then then there is Monza. So yeah, I think it will be really tight, a lot of battle again, and of course it will be like a lot of battle like here through the world race. So yeah, I think it's gonna be enjoyable as well.
Congrats again. Thanks a lot for your words, Oscar. Hope you have a really good time recovering for the next race, and hope to see as good results as these previous 2 races for you in the next one. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
So moving on to Felix. Felix, again, congrats with the second place. I'll just mention that while we were commentating, we were debating about who may end up on the podium, and I was rooting for you, and I was saying like, oh, Felix, he might end up on the top 3 plays, because he just delivered consistently throughout these races, and overall he's a really decent driver. So what do you feel? How do you feel about this race? And overall, did you have a change in your perspective towards the end of a race? For example, yes, I can win. Yes, I can be the leader. And overall, did you have? What are your whole thoughts about the race, starting on from the first minutes until the last one?
I mean, basically, it was a crazy race. The opinions changed during the race a lot, because like first we were P3 and I was like, okay, that's fine, that's good, let's just do it like that. Then Albin came in there and I was P5 and I was like, okay, we have to change strategy. So I overtook in the bus stop, which was pretty close, but luckily no one died there. And at the end it worked out. And then of course I was like, okay, maybe something happens there in the top 3 and then we can reach something. And then I went for P1 and I was like, okay, well, let's go. Oscar came by and I thought, okay, let's just stay behind Oscar, finish P2, let's take it safe, because he has a lot of pace and I know that. So I just tried to run with him. He made a mistake after overtaking me and I was like, Oscar, I need you, please get the pace. And then he got the pace and it worked out. I was really happy about it.
Yeah, that was spectacular. Overall, the whole performance by you, but that was a really good one. And you got the chance, and you've managed to get your hands to it and just stay on the second place and get to the podium. That was a really fantastic one. From the entertainment point, I think our spectators will be quite interested in what is your favorite turn of the Watkins Glen, and what is your least favorite one? What turns you like and what not, and why?
Overall, I like Watkins Glen. But the thing is, with Porsche Cup, it's so much with the draft. I don't like the bus stop since it's always the close fighting, and I don't like to go side by side into it. I think my most favorite turn is something like the last turn. It's tricky, but if you get it, you get a good exit and you get a lot of speed, and I like it.
Great. Congrats again with the second place. Thanks a lot for your performance, and hope we will see the same thing on Monza.
Yes,
Congrats.
I hope so too. Monza will be crazy. Thanks.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck with that one. Yeah, just stay safe on the turn one, and everything will be good for you.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Congrats, and yeah, have a good evening.
Thanks. You too.
So, Matteo, last but not least, the third place. Congrats to you. You've performed well. Overall, you've been consistent throughout the race. You were in this steam engine that we've called them on the live stream. That was just pushing through the race and pushing through the track throughout all this 30 minutes. Overall, how do you feel about the race again, and how do you feel about getting to the third place? Did you find it challenging? Did you find it I don't know, unexpected or expected? How do you feel overall about the race?
Well, I will say it was a bit unexpected because I only started practice today, and I was never really good in Porsche Cup. I knew it will be a really big stack race. So I was just cruising behind the Spets train. I don't know if we were really fast, to be honest. It looked like we were a bit slow. But so I was just cruising, and I knew at the end it would be a bit more crazy. Oscar tried to pass them, then they both spread brothers, they both killed each other, so I just went to P3. I was really happy, and then I was just trying to. My tires were a bit dead, so I was just trying to keep my P3. So yeah, I'm really happy to do podium for my first race in this championship.
Congrats about that, and that's really spectacular because you just started training this specific race and you've ended up on the third place. So that's just incredible thing from you. Also, just wanted to hear about the second stage and also about the Spa. So if we compare, for example, the next stage will be Monza and the last one will be Spa. If we compare these two tracks, which one do you like more and why? And basically, what do you think about both of these races?
Well, I would say Spa will probably be more enjoyable because it will be less a draft train like it was today, because it's less straights are less longer. So yeah, I would say Spa will be more enjoyable personally, but Monza will be still cool, I think, because it's a big train and everything can happen.
Absolutely. Congrats to you again, P3. That's incredible job, and I hope we will see the same result for you and even better on the next stages. Thanks. Have a good evening.
Have a good evening too.
Yep. Cheers. Dominic, coming back to you.
Oh yeah, that was quite interesting views on our top three. I mean, yeah, I enjoyed this interview a lot. Yeah, one more time, congrats to everybody that finished on the podium. We are definitely looking forward to hear you once again on the next rounds. And yeah, as the drivers have mentioned, the Monza, the next round. I mean, we've seen a lot of draft today here at Watkins Glen. We've seen a lot of draft at the Red Bull Ring. But the next track, I mean, it's one of the most draft-like racing tracks. I mean, yeah, basically the more you have only, I mean, I think at Le Mans. So yeah, I think I'm really looking forward for the race number 4 at Monza. It would definitely my pick of the stage with the most action. I think that we will see, not like we've seen today, 8 positions battling for P1. I think we will see like 15 guys doing like this draft train. So I'm really looking forward to see this race. I mean, it's not like that much time. It's only, I think that in a 2
weeks'
weeks.
time.
Yeah, we will see each other at the Monza. So I'm really looking forward to this race. But if we talk about this race, I mean, that was not the cleanest race that I've seen this championship. I mean, the previous rounds were much more like we've had not that much chaos that we've seen today, because today there was a lot of unnecessary aggression. I think I'm not sure that was necessary, but once again, unfortunately those things did happen. But overall, this race was quite fun. We've seen new names in the podium. We've seen a lot of drivers being able to compete for P1, and this is the thing that we want from this championship. And I think that once again the drivers delivered a great race for us. So I'm really looking forward to see them once again on the next stage at Monza. And I think that this race will definitely my pick on the most action-packed race of the championship. So once again, I'm really looking forward to see you guys in 2 weeks' time. And so what about you, Ilya?
Overall, I expect nothing less, but than what we've already seen in these 2 races in Red Bull Ring and also here in Watkins Glen. Overall, I have to agree. I have to change my mind on the how the race went, and also about whether it was clean or not. We've seen some devastating crashes. That's for sure, and we've seen some race-changing crashes as well. The greatest example of this is this 3 wide in the inner loop accident that we've seen with the leaders. And overall, we will have a Monza and we will have a Spa in a few weeks' time. And overall, I think we will still see a really quality performance from our drivers. Monza will be really interesting for me. It's a really interesting, that's a really legendary track and beloved by many, hated by many as well. But also Spa, I think, is even more. Sometimes I think there is a cult of Spa. Because people just love it. They can't imagine their life without Spa, and I think we'll see a really quality driving as well on this circuit. So for me, if we bet what race will be more action packed and more interesting, I think I'll bet on Monza. I think I'll bet on Monza. I think Spa will be more stable one. Spa it still has a few places where things can go wrong, but overall, I think Monza is a more crash-prone track than Spa, and still hope we will see a really clean drive, but who knows? You never know. You never know, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, totally agree. So once again, we will finish. We will finish our broadcast. Thank you everyone who were present today. Thank you for leaving a like. Thank you for your subscription. Thank you for being with us. This was the 3rd round of Hadeca International PCup Championship, with the commentary brought to you by Dominik Horoshavin and Ilya Ivashchenko. See you guys in 2 weeks at Monza, Autodromo Nazionale Monza. Ciao.
Yes.